So, Mary, can you start out by just saying who you are and what your position is with AmeriCorps and your host site?
Sure. So, hi, my name is Mary Thornton, our field clinic, AmeriCorps Recovery Corps, and I've been serving 3 years at the Community Coalition of Forest County. Uh, 2 of those years being a recovery coach, and then this year they created the position as a recovery advocate. So, sitting in that role for the coalition.
Very cool. So, Mary, what kind of projects are you working on with the coalition?
We're working on several projects. I get a little zealous, but um, we're actually getting ready to plan for Prevention Week, which is May 13th through the 15th. And we plan big events for those. We go with the National SAMHSA spotlight. And so we do a recovery walk on a Friday night. And then 2 years ago on a Saturday, we had a big community parade and with educational boost. But so getting ready for Prevention Week of this year could look different with the COVID. Also, work on um, a transition team, which is support for people in jail to get resources and then to do some programming in jail. So a success rate when they come out to have a new and healthier future for them. I've been doing also my second year with BotFin Life Skills, which is a curriculum with the youth we use in the school system. It is a prevention curriculum, and we've done seventh, eighth, ninth graders with that. And that starts with having good self-esteem, making good decisions. But we also educate on the effects of alcohol, tobacco, and drug use, but learning to stand up to peer pressure, about the different media influences. So I've been doing the bottom with Mr. Bertrand at Leona School and really enjoy that. We're wrapping it up for this year and having our pizza party next week. So those are fun things. We also partner with the Department of Aging, and we've gone into the meal sites with the older folks and have educated them, and then have tied in dose of reality with that, and asked them to lock up their medications, so grandkids, and then we've given out medication lock boxes. So they've been a great partner in that. We have partnered also with social services and the drug task force team with DEC, the Drug Endangered Children. And we've done diaper drives. And this year we did a holiday pajama drive. And those are for children who are in the foster care system to have these items. And the pajama drive was a huge success. I filled up my car 2 times and had a huge amount. So there's probably more, but that's those are things. And then I'm taking a few classes. So
Wow, that is a lot of stuff. That sounds like some really cool things that you're working on, Mary. That's awesome.
yeah, they're excited.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. So, since you work so closely with the coalition, what are some reasons why you think other coalitions should bring on a recovery advocate? Like, what are the benefits of that?
In our initial training to be a recovery coach or a recovery advocate, the CCAR training is really wonderful in letting you walk in somebody else's shoe steps, so to speak, walk in another person's story. And so I think recovery advocate, they bring with them tons of resources. They bring diversity to the table. And that's something that I think through my education and through the coalition, I want to make sure different people are at the table. And I'm especially sensitive in Forest County. We have 2 Native American tribes. And I want those people at the table. So I want that diversity and really work hard. And I think that brings it. And then I think a recovery advocate helps to decrease the stigma or maybe keep people on a more positive view. And then I think the real life experience that an advocate can bring is crucial in hitting the mark. Sometimes I think coalitions have well intentions, but I know someone had shared with me, for an example, a tobacco coalition where it sort of turned interesting. Nobody on there smoked, nobody knew the struggles, nobody had that real life connection. And I think advocates bring that and keep the voices heard of all people.
Yeah, I would agree. Coalitions like to focus on prevention, and we don't always have all of those views and those perspectives and those reminders to think about, hey, have you thought about this before? So I agree. That diversity that an advocate or a recovery coach can bring is amazing, and they're so lucky to have you. So thank you for sharing that. Um, so, what is your favorite part of working with the coalition? What's the most rewarding thing?
I think when I have an idea and see it come to fruition, like planning different events, that's what I love to do. But just seeing those come to fruition of something in your head to serve the community. Example being the pajama drive. How that a simple thing to ask to donate a pair of pajamas can turn to two carloads and hundreds of pajamas so they're set for years, and then um, at the golf outing, we did putting for prevention, and that golf outing tied in with the fundraiser group, and that money was used to buy another curriculum that we will use in the school systems. But I physically had the curriculum there. And I did some education right on the spot because even the lady who was generous enough gave us a deal with the golf course. She's like, everybody comes and says it's for the youth, you know? And I said, oh no. And I could show the curriculum. And I said, this is our curriculum. And I did some training to staff right there, and some old time people came up and they just then they get out their wallets, and then when they can make that connection, this is for this. And so we raised enough to help get another curriculum. So I think making that connection, and just people want to see, and then they're so generous when they're like, okay, we got it. So having those connections made of when they get it and that they're needed is really been important.
That's really cool. That tangible like item, like this is what we want your help with, and that has to feel so good to that community member knowing like this is exactly like what we're putting our dollars towards. So that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Well, Mary, I appreciate you coming on with me today. Any final thoughts or words of advice that you have for future advocates?
Well, other things that have been beneficial too is, I know last year after the golf outing, and then I have those educational materials out at that, but a Native American elder came up to me and thanked me, but he said, I can feel the change. And so that just was very powerful and spiritual, that he could feel people wanted to get healthy. And then at that same event, people who were there from the recovery community, because in recovery, you're always taught to pay it forward, to pay it back, to do some restitution. So people in recovery will step up and donate their time. But these people in recovery were so, like, when they saw all the community support, they could just feel the love. And that helped with their self care, that, wow, we don't have to be in the shadows anymore. We don't have to be ashamed, and so you could just see the warmth and the connection to them. And right now it's really exciting too because in Leona with the Botvin series, we've also formed a youth peer group. And that youth peer group is 8 young women right now, it happens to be, but a freshman, sophomore, juniors um, have taken some lead with community events, and it's so exciting to see these young ladies just plan. They make it look so easy, but they were behind a big holiday event drive too that was very successful. Um, but they're now in this planning phase where they want to plan and they want to get healthy communities and they want to get people up and moving and doing things. So to see the ripple effect has been tremendous, and knowing that we're in good hands, because when I watch them plan, I'm blown away at how efficient they are and how quick. And so it's really been heartwarming to see that and just see a ripple effect. So good things are happening. So I think we can get on the other side of this virus. Um, More continual good things will come and work through it.
Yeah, it sounds like you're inspiring future prevention professionals by
Yeah,
doing
there's
that with the youth.
definitely. Yeah, so I'm excited to see where the youth go, and we've been doing leadership training with certain groups for 3 years, and it's like they have arrived. So they've been invited to sit on the coalition and planning, and they're a big part of planning for the prevention week. And so it's I'm going to be excited to see what they have. So it's like, okay, sit back a little bit and let them go. So it's really wonderful.